from the Google Weekly.
Welcome, my name is Bjorn Berendt, and this is the Google Weekly Podcast, which is part of the AskBj network of EdTech services. Never stop learning. This is episode 8, Calling Santa, recorded 12/22/2011. Happy holidays, everybody. Well, before I get into what's new in Google, I want to talk about what's new on the website. The mobile app is available for download. Conduit gave me the email and said to go ahead. So that mobile app has passed all their things. I did need to rename it from Google Weekly to GW Podcast. I've even set up a second domain name, gwpodcast.net, which you can also access the show. But if the main website for the show is still going to be google-weekly.net. The mobile app is for Android devices only. I haven't been able to afford the developer cost for the Apple network at the moment. But for all you Apple fans, don't fret. The show is now on iTunes. So if you go to iTunes and search for Google Weekly Podcast, you can download the stream and have it automatically synced with all your iDevices. So that is a plus. If you follow the show via RSS, I did have to change the RSS feed a little bit so that the MP3 audio version of the show is a little bit more of a direct download. So I'm hoping that's going to show through for people who are subscribed via RSS. And without a further doubt, let's get into the show. Google is doing the holiday theme very well. The first thing I want to talk about is their ho 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 phone line. Santa's on the line. With this, Google has its own voicemail number. So if you dial 855-34-SANTA, 855-34-SANTA, you can call up and kids can leave a voicemail directly for Santa Claus. So that's going to be something I'm going to be looking forward to doing with my little daughter. I'm sure she is going to absolutely love it. The other thing you can do is you can actually have Santa call you and give a message to your youngsters. They can either do a message or a video call. And the website for that one is sendacallfromsanta.com. And I'll put the link on the website. Again, that's sendacallfromsanta.com. Nice little website set up by Google where you can get a message sent to your little one from Santa Claus, or it can do a video message from Santa Claus. Moving on, Google is also in the giving spirit. They have donated over $40 million to various causes. It's one of the largest donations, apparently, that has been made. And looking at it, what the focus was for this donation was global education in science, technology, and engineering and math. There was a special interest in teaching girls in developing nations and to curb slavery with technology. There were quite a few museums listed. There was also the Girl Scouts of Northern California that was also listed in that. So way to go, Google. Also in the spirit, before the new year, they decided to invest in some more green energy. So they have put $94 million, invested $94 million into green energy. This is safe energy, and I'm looking here. Looks like they are investing in the firm KKR and Recurrent Energy, who's a leader in solar technology. They're really looking to make an investment into the green technology and alternative energy. And this has been something that I've heard Google has been doing in the past too. They're really looking for new ways of not only bringing their company forward, but really bringing society forward and hitting some of the big issues, energy being one of them. So I'm really happy to hear that Google is backing up some of these great new initiatives. What else do we have here? Gmail for iOS has been updated. The Google app apparently has eluded the iOS crowd. I don't have an iOS device, so I can't really speak to this too much. But the app supposedly is much, much more well developed. And they have something called Scribbles. I almost wish I had an IO device just to kind of play with this. So they have a Scribbles where it looks like it's like a draw app within Gmail for iOS. And I read somewhere else that it's available on the mobile version of the Google Apps device. I'm hoping to see it on the Android device soon. Pump up the volume. Google Plus has also been rushing some new improvements for the new year. One of the big ones is something called Pump Up the Volume. So if you're a Google Plus user, and this is something I've been wanting Facebook to do for quite a while, but what you can do is you can take one of your circles, and that's kind of like the group of friends that you have, and you can choose to have their stuff being seen more. So you can kind of take your circles and say, these are low priority circles, these are high priority circles. So if you have your friends and family, you can just throw right to the top and say, hey, I want to find out what's going on with my friends and family. And then you can have that circle of, acquaintances and someone you don't really want to know, but you still want them to be part of your Google Plus experience. You can lower those down quite a bit. And I'm looking forward to using this. I use Google Plus mostly as personal learning network. So I have a lot of teachers and educators in there. And I have one group called, Random Educator. So if I find an educator, I want to add them to my Google Plus experience. And I'm finding that there are some educators that really put out some great content, so I throw them into another one of someone I really want to follow. The Pump Up the Volume allows me to take those educators and really say, I want these to stand at the top of my list. I want to know what they're thinking. And the other ones, not as worried, but I want them to still be part of the experience, and I still want to follow them. The other thing is Google Plus Pages has been improved. It now has the ability to have up to 50 administrators. So this is great for larger businesses that are getting into this. I can see this as being a great thing because everybody has been picking up the Facebook app, has been very popular. Now I can see Google Plus Pages is really doing some great strides as to making it a more user-friendly, more business-centric type of a tool. So they're really putting the moves on Facebook and really trying to make that to be a more popular app. For me personally, I'm using Google Plus more as a replacement to Twitter than I am using it as a replacement to Facebook. Mostly because all the people who are on Twitter are usually my teachers and my personal learning network, and they have a lot of great information. It's the more technical savvy people. Google Plus is the same thing, especially being so new. There's a lot more newer people on there, less games, more about content and information that they're putting out there. And with their Hangouts and the way that they're approaching this thing, it is really, I would almost say, a much better business-centric, more of a less, I don't know, Facebook has turned into just kind of the social, personal social issues, where Google Plus is really hitting on the business social I'm used to looking forward to being able to use this in the school work because it's more of the way that they handle things and the way that they handle these social aspects of it is much, much better for schools, much, much better for businesses. So I'm really looking forward to that taking off. But with the holidays, they are doing a little bit more. So their images section is also improved. Great timing with the holidays. There's a new look, so your images in Google Plus is still going to look a little bit more fancy. And the last thing, if you're looking for that last-minute Christmas gift for I'm going to say the uber geek, someone like me, the Galaxy Nexus is now available on Verizon. I think it's been out to just under a week. So you can walk into the Verizon store and pick up the new Galaxy Nexus. What makes that a milestone is it's the first phone on Verizon's network that comes out with the Android 4.0. And Android 4.0, also called Ice Cream Sandwich, is the mesh of their tablet OS and their phone OS has now come in together into one operating system. So the experience you'd have on the tablet and the experience you have on your phone will be the identical experience. It also has changed up the buttons. 4 buttons on the bottom are now 3 buttons, and the 3 buttons on the bottom are also now software-based rather than an actual physical button. And what this does is, right now there's not many programs developed out there to benefit from this, but it allows software developers to actually add to the list down at the bottom, gives it a little bit more flexibility as to how they can use it. I'm looking forward to playing with that. I'm still trying to go up in the air between the Galaxy Nexus and the Droid Razr. I'm kind of hoping, I heard there's a Droid 4 coming out that's kind of like similar to the Razr but with a keyboard. Hoping that maybe come out and lower the price of the actual Razr, and I'll pick up on that one. Although the Razr does not have ICS, is not built for Ice Cream Sandwich or Android 4. However, it will be getting the update. What's current in Google? I thought I'd talk about a current feature in Google, and that is the ability in the calendars to add other calendars. So if I'm in calendars, and I didn't plan for this as much as I probably should, but you can add other calendars. So I went to other calendars, and I'm going to browse, and if you click other and if you're in the calendar app, you go to other calendars and you hit the little arrow to the right. There's something called Browse Interesting Calendars. And I thought this would be a good one considering it's the holidays, and right up to the top it has a lot. Oh my goodness, there's a lot. So there's quite a few holiday calendars built into this. Quite a few different languages actually. So we have, or countries, we have French, Dutch, Danish, Australian, Hong Kong, Italian. Way down at the bottom, there's a US holiday and UK holiday. So you're able to add all the holidays right into your own calendar so you can easily see that. I thought that would be a great feature to talk about today, considering it's a nice, almost a holiday episode. I'm also going to keep this one a little bit short. Let's go into the app exploration section of the podcast. Well, I kind of try to pick out some holiday-ish apps. I first looked in the marketplace for a holiday app. I didn't really see one right off, but they did highlight MailChimp, and I thought it'd be good to talk about MailChimp. MailChimp is a mass emailer. I've used this in the past, and I've used it with my school in the past to send out mailings. And MailChimp is free for up to 2,000 emails per month, I think it is, or 12,000 sends per month. So anything under that, so it's great for smaller businesses and smaller schools. They do have a pricing plan for anything above that. And what it is if you ever get in those almost spam emails, but they look really nice with a nice layout. Excuse me, I got a cough. Merry Christmas, everybody. MailChimp creates those for you. It also creates a subscription for you, so you can actually do a subscribe to the newsletter using this. And it will manage all the subscriptions, so if somebody wants to unsubscribe, they can unsubscribe. Going through this, and when you add it in, they will say that you're not allowed to pull in any third-party lists or any lists that anybody didn't specifically sign up for. So you can import names with this one, but you can't. It's against the rules to buy lists and bring them in, or search the web and just any email address add to it. It has to be ones that people physically signed up for. But MailChimp, great little app, great for businesses, great for schools. You get to find out how many people opened it, so there's a lot of analytics that go with this. MailChimp, check it out in the Google Apps Marketplace. And for the Chrome store, I tried to find a couple little holiday ones. There's quite a few games, but what I did come across is a holiday music. I thought that kind of appropriate in this one. And here's this holiday music. And all you do is kind of install it, and it'll go up as an extension. So it's not one of the ones where you hit the plus and see it. It's one of the ones that'll show up in the top right next to the bar on the top. It just brings you to a nice little website. Play it, so you might hear the music playing in the background. Actually, I can't do that, or I'll probably get kicked off by some copyright thing. But it's just a nice little player. It adds a nice little snowy wallpaper background and has a little player in the center that just kind of plays some plain old holiday music. I didn't see any different playlists, so it's just something for the background. Okay, close that up. So kind of a recap. don't forget to go to sendacallfromsanta.com, especially if you have little kids, and send a video or send an audio call, because I am sure they would love the phone call or the video message. And I guess that's going to conclude the show for today. So thank you for listening to the Google Weekly podcast with your host, Bjorn Barent. You can follow and contribute the show by going to www.google-weekly.net. I do have a Twitter handle out there, so if you want to talk about the show, please use the Twitter handle #GW Podcast. There is a Google group out there, so if you want to collaborate with other people, it's a listserv, so anybody who part of the group will be able to get the emails from everybody else in the group. You can sign up just via email. You can sign up on iTunes now. And the latest thing, you can go to get the Google Weekly app. That one I would highly suggest. Put it right on your Android phone, open it up, and stream. You can also get the show on YouTube and just through audio. So please contribute to the show and have a good day. Again, thank you for listening and never stop learning.
This is Torrance, and thank you for listening.